the next 2 days, please help me welcome to the stage our CEO of Beachbody, Mr. Carl Daikeler.
So, do you guys know, I think this is where we had like our second summit, or our, right? Is this where we did it? It was in this room? Is it exactly the same size? That's so weird, man, because when I remember when I was speaking up here the first time, I felt like I was talking to 1 million people. This is the same size? It was maybe expanded wider. No? It was wider. Thanks, Gary. Back there, the voice of God. Whoa, look at you guys. New leaders. You gotta be proud of yourselves, right? Honestly. I see 2 guys. That's awesome. Well done. What this represents is truly what Jeremy said is absolutely accurate. A starting point, an opportunity for you both to acknowledge what it took to get here, but then also kind of like you're now loaded in this slingshot and about to get all this pressure for the company as we try to shoot you forward to be the new leader, like to represent what the next crop of elite, to represent how much better we can be as coaches. And what I'm going to ask of you is going to be no different than what everybody else is going to ask all the next 24, 48 hours. And that is to truly professionalize the way you look at this. And you might already be doing that. I recognize a lot of faces in the room, and I know that you do treat this. You follow the vital behaviors. You have gone through Coach Basics. You were on a Success Starters call. You show up for the events. You tried your darndest to get on that Success Club trip. Refresh, refresh, refresh. I'm sorry. No, but you're professionalizing things, you're working to get better, we're working to get better, and we're just figuring this out. And what that means as a new leader doesn't mean that we're sitting back here with it all figured out. Now we're going to tell you that it's all figured out, just do this. We have some clues, we understand the vital behaviors, we've got training, we've got teams of people that are helping you tap into the events, the promotions, Team Cup, the things that we've seen statistically lead to people having better outcome with their business. But I promise you, as relentless as we're hoping you will be about achieving your goals and professionalizing this business and truly taking your business to the next level, I promise you we are as relentless and perhaps 2, 3, 4 times as relentless about trying to refine what this business means. Because we're not doing everything right. Obviously, we're going to refine how we launch Success Club trips. We're going to figure that out. What's the better way to do that? How can we make this the right incentive so it's not frustrating for people? We're not perfect. We've never run $1.3 billion companies before. Our first time, we're going to fail a little bit. Once we're 1.5, we're going to get it perfect. That means this year. But also, we're looking at ways that we can connect with the customer in a bigger way. So you're going to hear about the leadership ladder. You're going to understand ways that we've looked at and sort of sliced up the way coaches go through sort of a life cycle to become influencers and influential. So there's sort of this one track where coaches become incredibly successful, Success Club points, in the hundreds. And then there's other coaches that don't quite get those same Success Club points, but they build teams. And they grow teams who are building Success Club points. And they're growing up in rank. And they're bringing along coaches who are going up in rank. And they're filling challenge groups. And they're getting people involved in the Beachbody Challenge. And they're seeing people get really great results. Those are the people who are having a holistic approach to the business. And we're trying to figure out what is the influence that we can do so that more people are looking at this in a holistic way versus the temptation and aligning our incentives so that the temptation isn't necessarily there to just rack up Success Club points, move challenge packs, and maximize the near-term revenue opportunity. Because we want this to be a great wealth creation business for you. Wealth creation in this business for long-term means that you are truly building teams of people that are helping people. But I was in a meeting with Jeff and Michael just the other day, and we were talking about how not all coaches are created the same, and not all coaches approach the business with the same emphasis on waking up to help people. And how can we as a company support that behavior more? Not that we're condemning one behavior or another, because again, we're all aligned here. We want to be a profitable company. You as growing CEOs in your own businesses, you want to have a profitable company, but we need to do it in a way that aligns with the core mission, help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. I was literally just an hour and a half ago in a meeting with a guy who runs a fitness brand. I'm not going to say who, but he made a meeting. His company's in flux, and it's like one of the biggest, most famous, impressive, respectable brands in fitness, certainly in the country, but maybe in the world. And he's got the opportunity to buy out his private equity partner because they're looking for an exit. And if he buys them out, then he can facilitate some other growth initiatives that he has. And this guy, literally, he sat in front of me, and he's a super fit guy, impressive business, like what a brand that he's built. And I listened to him talk for a half hour, and not once, I mean not one time, did he talk about how he could help people get better results. Like not one time. And I was listening to him, I'm interested, and I'm like, oh, this conversation is really boring me. Like, what am I going to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm not going to buy your company. Like his company should be 10 times as big as ours, but it hasn't been. And I'm sitting there, I'm listening to him, and I'm trying to pay attention. I'm biting the inside of my lip to make myself pay attention and not fall asleep. You know, I'm looking over at my bobblehead collection. I don't know, we did kind of good with this one. I don't know if that really looks like Seguido. And so, you know, I gotta focus on this guy. And I'm like, why am I not getting traction on this conversation? And I realized that it was completely misaligned with what I think fitness CEOs like us, like he is, I think his company's doing about $100 million now. And it was just not aligned with what a fitness CEO should be looking at in terms of what the levers are for growth. So he's talking about partnership and what we can do and infomercials and what's it like to run a multi-level marketing company. And I'm like, boy, this guy, he's like, I've watched all your videos. I'm like, you couldn't have watched my videos. I never say the stuff you're saying. Like, you're just not, you don't get me. You didn't have me at hello. So, you know, so I'm thinking, and I said, look, I think you've got a great product, a great brand, but you're missing the point. Like everything you're talking about are these economic levers that you can pull. And we get interest rates and credit recapture facility and customer resale lifetime value and like these terms that I can barely understand. And I said, these are all economic levers, but not once have I heard you say, how can we get people started with our product more effectively, and how can we make sure that they use it for more than 2 months, and then once they do that, how can we make the process so impressive that they want to tell everybody around them? Okay, now he wasn't actually contemplating, he was talking about our network, participating in that, because his product isn't really conducive to network marketing. So I said, if you're not thinking about those 3 things and truly what the customer experience is going to be like, I think you're going to continue to have this very empty experience, which is why you attracted the private equity group that looked at how can we wring as much profit out of this business as possible and then sell it again, which is what's happening. He's getting flipped. And instead of attracting a private equity group, we had a private equity group come in to help us mature the business. But these guys are literally sitting in board meetings thinking about how can we reach the customer? How can we make sure Shakeology lives up to what we've all said it can be? How can we make the company itself a better product? You know, we dealt with all that fulfillment stuff last fall. How can we make 2016 the year about we make the foundation of this business stronger? Right? So that's why we're thinking, how can we serve you guys better? Make sure that nothing goes down without a hitch. Like, what can we do to constantly improve? And the guy said, you've had such success. Like, I've always, you know, we could have been $1 billion company, but you know, the market forces in 2008, 2009, the market downturn, and all that happened. He said, you must be so proud. And I was like, you know, I can't think that way for a second. Like, it doesn't even enter. I'm happy, I'm proud of the team, I'm proud of you guys, I'm certainly proud of Shakeology, but like, that is such a fleeting thing, as I hope you see being here is something incredible, and you should be super proud of it, but I hope it's fleeting, because you understand that the work is really just starting. Your opportunity is really just starting, and it's not going to happen automatically. You have got to be relentless. This weekend, today, I'm hoping that it's hard for you to sit still right now. You're like, wow, I got to sit here and listen to the guy talk. I've seen him in this shirt 4 times. I'm going to get new shirts by Summit, I promise. But you should be like, your leg is tapping, and you're making notes, and you want to be emailing people and text, and you're like, oh, I got things to do. Oh my God, I don't have these people they're not signed up for the Team Cup yet. Like, this is the burn I want you to have, to get people involved with constantly. That's relentless. What am I doing wrong? How come that person came into Shakeology? Like, we were talking about our success with Shakeology in what we call our 2-man meeting, our Tuesday management meeting. And on one hand, you know, it's incredible. Who would have thought you could move a market that is used to spending $30 or $40 a month for a meal replacement, and then educating them that they can get more from a meal replacement if it's whole food ingredients, got all these digestive enzymes and probiotics, prebiotics, superfoods, super nutrition. Who would have thought you could move the market to understand that it really, if it's going to be worth it, if it's going to really be something that feeds your body in a holistic kind of way, that needs to cost $4 or $5 a serving. And look at how it's moved. But as successful as it's been, there's far too many people who come in for a couple months and cycle out. And it's such a disappointment to me. Like, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I think about this relentlessly. How many people in here, and be honest, okay? By raising a hand, and I'm sorry if I'm ruining your videotape, trying to be a 365er? Good showing, okay. So, me too, right? Like, I was a 366er, okay? The thing, we had to pick a name, we went with the one where the year is mostly 365. So, like, I don't understand people who experience the product who then talk themselves out of it because of the financial aspect of it. So have a half a scoop, have one every other day. Figure out a way to feed yourself holistically with this stuff. How many people in here are doing Master's Hammer and Chisel? That's impressive. Okay, how many people in here are incorporating the Beachbody Performance line into their doing Master's Hammer and Chisel? So I would say maybe we're about 60, 70% right there. Okay. This range of products is so outrageously good. If you want to be proof the product works, and we have meetings about this. It's like, I don't care about selling this product if people don't get results with it. Like, I don't want to sell it. We were in a meeting the other day where we were talking about, should we have a lower price line of products for performance? And I'm like, why would we do that when we know the lower price line is just going to suck? Like, it's not going to work for people. They can go to other, they can go to vitamin stores or sports nutrition stores, and they can get that stuff that doesn't work. There's a reason that it costs what it costs. because we are reasonable about what it costs for the potency that this stuff has. It's so frustrating to me when I don't see the same hands that go up for Master's Hammer and Chisel. I want to get these results, that they don't stay up for the purposes of the Beachbody performance line, or somebody who wants to feel that they're getting a daily dose of dense nutrition, and they don't have the belief that Shakeology can really do it for them. I understand some people's stomachs are more sensitive and can't digest Shakeology. Like, that happens. Not everybody's built the same way. But in general, I am relentless. It's a constant Rubik's Cube, and believe me, my family's frustrated by it, because it's very difficult at times to talk to me. But I'm relentlessly trying to figure out, how can we do a better job of reaching people, of inspiring you to inspire others to take this all the way, to not just look at it as, how can I get the 5-star, how can I get the Success Club, how can I get on the Success Club cruise, how can I achieve this reward or that recognition. I want the primary driver to be, how can I get more people to tap into these products in a way that will completely enhance and revolutionize their lives. We have an opportunity here that is so huge. The fact that we are sitting in this room, my new leaders are sitting in this room with the opportunity to create billions of dollars of wealth. You and me in this room. We're like future billionaires right in here, that we can take this 200 million people in this country alone need what we have. But the problem is, it's very difficult to get them started, to get them to do it for 2 months, and then to get them to get them see it through with the kind of intensity that they will then share it with friends and family, so that they'll bring more leads to you, or they'll become a coach and help us grow this whole thing. Which, by the way, is what 99% of the CEOs who you can meet with, or like, you're all CEOs in here, you're all CEOs. So you go look at other network marketing companies, all those CEOs, what do they fall for? They fall for the gimmick. It's very easy. When we first started this business, I mean, there were fights in the hallway, you can remember them, like, they were like, we need to lead with the financial opportunity. We are where we are, surpassing all our objectives right now, because we never put the financial opportunity first. You're going to need to, as a new leader, resist the urge to put the financial opportunity first. The good news is, the financial opportunity is always first. It's always there for you, but it can't be pitched that way, because otherwise we're pitching an empty box. What we need to pitch is, wealth creation is very possible when you solve a problem for people. Very simple concept, right? Wealth creation, it's like a no-brainer. Solve a problem. You know what? I'm having a very hard time trimming and toning my thighs. I got an idea. Thigh master. Solve a problem, make $100 million. We're doing it in a way that's real, it's authentic, and it goes for more than 2 years. Because this stuff works. You guys, as CEOs of your business, got to keep yourself rooted in that. So everything that you see, Carrie, can I have the new leader chart thingy? Okay, so you're going to see this a lot. This is a really important chart. Michael's going to take you through it, I think, a little bit this weekend. So the leadership ladder benchmarks, and I think most of the people in here are in either the team leader or the organization leader area. Meaning you qualify for these various brackets. So you might be, let's just say you're a team leader. If you're a diamond, is that earning $1,000? Okay, earning $1,000 a month. You're at Success Club 5, 4 personally sponsored coaches, achieving at least 1 Success Club point with a minimum 5,000 TV on your weak leg. Okay, so that's a team leader. And that represents certain activities and balance in your business. But there are people who are earning more, who are not necessarily fitting the leadership ladder benchmarks, because their focus is on the financial opportunity. But they're building basically it's like a Jenga business, right? So they got a couple diamonds, they got a couple things, and they keep stacking things up, challenge pack, and then all of a sudden, when a couple diamonds go out of the bottom, the whole thing falls over. And they're like, what happened to my business? Well, what happened to your business was, nobody really cared about helping anybody, so nobody had any team below them. Nobody had any team spirit. These are the people who, they don't get involved in Team Cup. They're like, yeah, sure, Team Cup, rah, rah, whatever. No, the reason we do Team Cup is not because we love teams and cups, it's because we have seen the fact that this moves people in teams of 5 where they share best practices, where they have a motivation for the specific period of time to hit certain benchmarks, and in that activity, they create this pipeline of leads that will then reverberate for the next 2 months. So you're going to have this pipeline of people who are like, you know, I heard you were talking to me about that program. Summer vacation's coming up, swimsuit season's coming up. Now I'm going to get involved. It's not just about what you do in February. It's about what you're going to do, what kind of momentum you're going to create for the next 2 or 3 months. Team Cup, the people who participate in Team Cup set that up. So it's not a financial dynamic. It's not just pulling levers so you can make the most money and how can I cash flow and bonus all as much as possible. It's about how can I move momentum, build a wider, stronger platform so that you truly have a business that is truly supporting a team. The network effect, they call it. The more people who are in the network, your network, the better the network is. Right? So it's not just singular in nature. It's not just, I'm the top coach and I've got a bunch of customers. You also want to have a team of people. The better your network of people helping people is, the more people will be attracted to your network. That is reflected in the leadership ladder. And what we're going to try to train you on this next couple days is to try to become a leader who understands the importance of a multi-dimensional business. And you do participate in these things that we do. You do participate in the Team Cup. You do participate in being a proof the product works. And you do recognize your teams when they are also behaving in the way that confine, whatever does the leadership ladder. All this is going to be like these divergent paths. And you're going to see people on your teams. There's going to be even people in this room who will leave here, and you're going to see the paths diverge, because not everybody in this room, I wager, will be elite. Not everybody in this room will make it to leadership. Not everybody in this room will qualify for the trips, because some people will just be pulled toward the financial levers, and they'll build an empty business. And then what's going to happen is, in August, and then September and October, the whole thing's going to start to flame out when the business gets difficult. But the people who approach this in a substantial way and figure out how to create awareness in the community, awareness on Facebook, challenge groups where people are really getting results. People are really talking about Shakeology. People are posting their shake shots. People are talking about the Beachbody performance. People are talking about 22-minute hardcore and Masters Hammer and Chisel and product that I won't name that's coming out at Summit. Did that almost slip out? People are going to be talking about it. When you get them involved in fitness and their wellness and you create all this momentum, these are the people that we see when things get tough in the third quarter, back to school time, and in the fourth quarter when we do the New Year's or the year-end resolution like we did this year. You're going to be the people that have this substance of looking at results, being the proof the product works. You're doing your personal development. You're constantly inviting people into challenge groups, not into wealth creation groups, but into challenge groups. And you're recognizing your teams for doing those same things. Those are the people who are going to build businesses based on what word do I want? Conform. Thank you, whoever thought that at me. Conform to the leadership ladder benchmarks. We have this company, 270 Benchmarks, which breaks down data to look at what is the most influential aspects of a business or a political campaign, and this is what they came up with. They looked at all of our coaches, and what they found was these are the dynamics of the people who are making the most money the most consistently. These leadership dynamics, you have the opportunity now to work your way up the leadership ladder. But you have to beware of two things. As you get toward the end of it, and we see it on what we call the wall, we see it on Facebook posts or people who come in for meetings. They start to talk about two things. They start to talk about, my team is so big now that now I need to manage. I need to manage my team. So they stop inviting, and they stop caring. They stop really being involved in the fitness and life transformation side of the business, because they're managing to try to keep people at diamond, right? And get another person up to diamond. And once they start doing that, that's when the Jenga pieces, you know what Jenga is, right? Okay, that's when the Jenga pieces start getting pulled out, and the thing gets wobbly, and it becomes a multi-level marketing business versus a network that is helping people, okay? That's one thing. And the other thing is, what is the other thing? It's been a long day. This guy really threw me. The other thing is, you're going to find that as a business, the whole thing is going to start to wear on you unless you stay in your heart. You're just going to find that it became a business, it became repetitive, unless you stay right in here and you're consciously looking at what is happening to the people who you're reaching. You're going to start to find that the business will get boring. And you're going to start to think, what can I do to have a backup plan? And that's when you're going to start to diverge from the people who are truly executive leaders. So these are the two things. You're going to start to want to manage people, and when you start to leave your heart about this business, you get up in your head, you're going to start to look for, how can I hedge? What can I do for another income stream? Every time I am failing a little bit, every time I'm not performing at my best as CEO, that means I'm taking my eye off the ball, and I'm not focusing on how can I reach people in a more effective way. And I catch myself doing it all the time. That's why personal development is so important. It's going to happen to you too. We're just a bunch of CEOs in here. New Leadership Conference is just like my next wave of CEOs. You are absolutely no different than me, except for the possibility that over the course of the last 17 years of running this business, I have found a way to train myself to be relentless and to spot when I'm not being relentless. And to keep reading, like I've said, I think I mentioned on the last time I was on a wake-up call, that I'm reading this How to Be Like Walt Disney story. And it's like fascinating because like this guy, you think it's a fairy tale, right? With Disney, of course they were successful. Disneyland, Disney World, Disney everything. And it's like for 25 years, this company was constantly that close to going out of business. But they kept innovating, they kept doing new things. Walt would sell cars or houses or whatever he could do to get to the next wave of innovation. And it's so inspiring to me. I'm about midway through the book. It's so inspiring to me because I was like, oh my God, I thought, you know, it was just, this was hard because it's fitness. No, everything's hard. Everything you're going to try to do is going to be hard. It's going to be hard to try to bring people in. It's going to be hard to try to keep your coaches motivated. It's going to be hard to keep them from spoiling your Facebook threads with their negative comments when you say, how's everybody doing today? And they go, nobody's talking to me. Nobody's saying yes. Because they're going to come in with their weakness, and then the next person's going to come in, yeah, nobody's saying yes to me either. Yeah, this business sucks. Why am I doing this? I don't know why you tricked me. And you're like, oh my God, what happened here? Your job is going to be just what my job is, just what Walt Disney's job is, and that is to step in and be like, are you crazy? Have you seen how many people are succeeding with this program? Are you a part of my challenge group? We're succeeding every single day. Every time somebody drinks this shake, every time somebody does the workout, we're succeeding a little bit. Sure, it's going to be hard. That's the reason that we have an opportunity. The reason we have an opportunity is because it's hard to get people started, and it's hard to keep them going for 2 months, and it's hard to then get them to share what their results are. That's our job. Get them started, keep them in for 2 months, and then get them to share their results with other people. And once they do that little third thing, they're going to want to be coaches. Imagine if we could get 400,000 coaches to get one person started, to get one person to go all 2 months, and to get that one person to share it with the people around them. This business would be a $5 billion business in a week. Like that's, if we could get 400,000 people, but it's hard to get 400,000 people to do it because we couldn't fit them in this room. But you guys are here. So I'm going to settle for every one of you being in here, learning best practices, and leaving here with the intent to not get off course. Don't become this millionaire CEO that sat in my office looking for the financial levers to throw so that he could create wealth with his business. Be the CEO that's like, let me just focus on helping people. Let me focus on really serving value up and paying attention to detail and getting people results and being the proof the product works and inviting more people, and from that will come wealth. I guarantee it. I absolutely promise. If you help people transform their lives, you will attract more people like that, and from that your business will grow. That's leadership. That's the leadership ladder. If you just focus on that and you give it an entire year, give it a full year. 2016 needs to be about like blinders on. I'm going to finish this year strong. I'm going to watch less TV. I'm not going to read the Facebook feed. I'm going to support people with their goals to lead a healthy, fulfilling life. And I'm going to be completely intent on creating that value. You'll be blown away by it. You know how you'll sign a new coach, I'm sure many people, and then they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm just making like a nickel an hour with this business. Like, this is terrible. And that's going to happen, right? And what always amazes me about that reaction is nobody does the math about what it's like to go to a 4-year college. And then you come out with debt. And then you try to get a job or you got to be an intern or something, and nobody does the math on those 4 years of college, but you're actually, on a per hour basis, you're paying. And then you got to start making money. Well, here you are in college trying to figure out how to solve this problem of obesity and self-esteem problems and just community standards which are allowing anything but healthy habits to be the normal practice. So our kids don't see it. All our kids see is donuts in the back room and rewards with cupcake birthday and everything. Like there's no consistency about this. But we're asking you to carry this message of truly represent what it's like to be healthy, resolute, disciplined about it, and a little bit crazy. And if we can do that and get another 1,000 people to do it, and another 1,000 people to do it, the wealth creation will be massive. And everybody around you is going to thank you while your wealth creation is massive. And they're not going to resent it. Maybe some of them will. But they're going to be like, good for you. You deserve that. That's what a new leader, you're at the precipice. You're at the first step. Well, no, let's say success starter was the first step. You're on the second step. You're at the New Leader Conference, and now we take it from here, and together, a bunch of CEOs are going to be relentless about it. I promise you, I'm going to be absolutely relentless this year. Like things that have gone wrong over the last 17 years, like patterns that we've had as a company that we haven't quite fixed, full stop, we're going to go in and fix these things. Because I know we're not perfect, and I know you're not perfect, and I'm not expecting you to be perfect. But I am expecting all of us to be relentless. The people who really want to be the solution, who really want to create wealth, let's be relentless about this. And it starts today. Good? Let's do this. All right. Thank you. So, I know you got a packed agenda, and it's going to require a lot of energy, and it's going to require like really having the intent. But I hope if you can think about that divergent path and the prospect that there's this sort of this possibility to go down a path that is purely greed motivated versus how can I help people understand how important this shake is or the results that they would get with this fitness program. Like if you can look for that, I think we're going to do better as a company. And I hope that you guys, as the new leaders, are going to see that and help us stay over here. Because it's really possible for us to get sucked over to this side, where this is what we talk about, and these are the things that we think about. We've got to think about how we can reach more people in a more meaningful way. And that's what I hope comes out of this. Okay, well that's my bit, so I'm done. That was a big finish.